All right, good. Awesome.
Go ahead with questions.
No questions.
How
All
different-
right. Yeah.
How different is it today, knowing that your titles changed, your roles changed for this past week? What's it been like?
Well, it's been really exciting, first of all. I mean, just to have this opportunity with this team, the culture that we've created, and the people that I've been able to learn from has been incredible. And I just truly appreciate the opportunity that Coach Sweeney's given me. I've been here for 7 full years now, and it's been an awesome ride. Just really excited about, getting into this role and then coaching up these kids.
What part of the transition are you most excited about?
I think, anytime I've been a coordinator before, so I've been a coordinator for 6 years, calling plays and that sort of thing. And I'm excited about calling plays. I'm excited about having that responsibility of managing, the coaches and then obviously the offensive team too. So just those things are something that I've always loved doing. And, I got a great group of staff guys that I'm able to work with. And then obviously our players are just so fun. Just awesome character on our team. So it makes it even more fun for me.
Did you have a sense that when other opportunities were presenting themselves for you to maybe go back to being an offensive coordinator somewhere and continue to stay here, did you have a sense that there was a time that this would happen?
I really did. I felt like, working with Tony and Jeff initially was great. It was a great experience for me coming from being a coordinator and just seeing how other people do it. And then, just absorbing what they did. And then obviously, with Coach Sweeney, being with Coach Sweeney for 7 years, he's such a loyal guy. I mean, he's incredible in how he not only hires, but just how loyal he is to people. And so, I felt like it was coming for sure at some point. This place is really, really hard to leave just because of the things I said earlier about the culture and the people.
Dabo mentioned that you had turned down some other opportunities, including some NFL jobs. Did you have an opportunity to be an NFL coordinator recently?
Initially, that job title changed as the interview process went on, but yes, there was an opportunity in the NFL, and was just excited about learning and getting some experience, interviewing, and also just seeing what the NFL was like. 'Cause I really had no idea. I really didn't know, and I didn't really think about it being this early. In my career at least, that was something I hadn't thought about a whole lot. But it was great to just meet people, and I think that's what this business is about, is to try to make yourself better any way you can, whether that's through the interview process or just through just meeting people.
Yeah. You mentioned having a sense this might be coming, but not knowing exactly how long Tony might still be here or not be here. Did you ever get close to maybe taking one of those other opportunities?
I just felt so confident and comfortable here, especially because of Tony and how he managed. Tony is a guy that's just incredible, one of the best coaches I've ever been around. And so I was constantly learning from him and from other coaches here as well. But, I just felt like as long as I continued to learn, and it's not just about me, it's about family. It's about what the right thing is for my family. And so, I definitely had some opportunities, which I'm sure a lot of us had opportunities because of the success we have. That kind of comes with the territory, but never serious enough to say I'm ready to leave this place.
Which I imagine fundamentally this offense will look pretty similar to what we've gotten used to over the last several years, but how much do you intend to kind of put your own stamp on it?
Yeah. First and foremost, like we said whenever Tony and Jeff took over 7 years ago, it's not anybody's offenses but the Clemson offense, and we truly believe that, and that's how we talk to the kids. This is the Clemson offense. This wasn't anybody else's name on it other than the whole entire staff putting their heads together and creating a philosophy through our head coach, who has been incredible with the process. And so, yes, there's going to be some similarities for sure, but like all of us, whenever you have a role like offensive coordinator, you're going to have your twist to it, and you're going to want to do things or emphasize things that might not have been emphasized in the past. But like I said earlier, I mean, Tony was a great guy to learn from, and so I'm going to take a lot from what he did and make it my own, because I'm not Tony. I'm just going to be Brandon Streeter, and that's who I am. So I'm excited about that opportunity.
I know you were up in the box during the Ohio State game last year. Do you plan to be in the box for the bowl game?
I do. Yes, that's the plan. To be up in the box, just feel like you can see it better. You can be a little bit more locked in. Not as many distractions up in the box. So yeah, I'm excited about that as well. That's how I did it before whenever I was a coordinator too.
That was mentioned with Wes. There was kind of a plan set in place when he first got here. I guess what was the allure of coming back to Clemson and kind of that plan that he talked to you about?
Well, for me, I mean, it was 7 years ago when I got to come back to Clemson, and just it was a no-brainer for me. Just being able to come back to my alma mater was incredible. You know, I was in FCS football for 9 years previously, and had a great experience there, and just felt like I wanted to get back to a place where I played, and just at this level football again, and then just something that's very unique. Maybe not for everybody, but it was unique for me to come back and coach my position that I played at this university, and it makes it really special for the guys, for me, to be able to coach those guys in the room, and knowing that, hey, I was in their shoes at one time, and I wasn't nearly as good as them, but hey, it's a fun opportunity.
You've been under 2 head coaches in 15 years, which doesn't seem, I mean, coaches moving all around. I guess why is that important to you to stick with, you know, one program, one coach for such a long time?
Well, I would say loyalty first. You know, the 2 head coaches. You know, Danny Rocco was my head coach when I worked for him at Liberty University, and then at the University of Richmond, and just had an unbelievable experience with him. And when you believe in somebody, you know, it's hard to leave them. And then when Coach Sweeney called, we had a prior relationship, and so, you know, it made it an easy process for me just because of that relationship, and then obviously because of the alma mater.
Coach, obviously with Tyson's departure, Hunter Helms is just one play away from being the quarterback. How has he looked throughout the course of the season? He hasn't gotten a lot of game reps, but he had a pretty good camp in August, didn't he?
He did. He really did. You know, with Hunter, you know, he is a kid that really understands the big picture. And with any backup quarterback, the message to them is you have to prepare like you're the starter. Same thing with Billy Wiles. Billy Wiles has come on very, very strong, and there's a good little competition right now with Hunter and Billy, and they're making each other better. There's no question about it. So, you know, with just 3 guys right now, it's an opportunity for both of them to get a lot of reps. And then as a quarterback's coach, I'm looking for consistency. You know, how consistent can you be with your decision making, and that allows me to have trust in that person. So those are the 2 things, and they both have done a really, really good job. Obviously, Hunter's been here a year longer, so he understands that offense maybe just a little bit more, but Billy's coming on really strong too.
And then Cade Son the other day, the freshman coming in the spring. How excited are you about getting your hands on him?
Oh, I'm fired up. I'm fired up about Cade. I mean, he fits this place perfectly. He fits it with his culture, with the culture. He fits the character piece, and you know, he's a talented kid. I mean, he's going to be, you know, I'm going to throw him out there with the Wolves. That's how you do it whenever you first get here in that spring. So, you know, spring ball will be here at the beginning of March. So, as always, when Trevor got here and when all these young guys got their first semester, you know, it's a lot to process. So that's going to be the key for him, is to try to absorb as much as he can, not get frustrated whenever he makes a mistake, yet learn from it and continue to move forward. But he fits the mold, and just really excited about him.
When did Dabo first mention to you, okay, when Tony leaves, we're gonna promote you, that plan? Was there a certain time recently that he first talked to you about that?
Yeah, there's been a couple times in the past year or 2 that he's alluded to that, you know, and he has, you know, kind of given me that confidence of, hey, you know, if something were to change, he always has a plan ready, as you all know.
Yeah.
I mean, he has a plan ready, and that's what I love about him. He's able to, you know, make decisions pretty quickly, and so that was something that was always talked about as the last couple of years, just because of, you know, the experience that I received when I got here, and really learned the offense and learned under Tony, and you know, just had a great experience and the success that we had too. So.
Right.
You mentioned, you know, every coach has their own twist, their own thing. What's your twist? Obviously, you know, been a quarterback's coach here, but what does Brandon Schuer's offensive coordinator look like?
Yeah, well, I think one thing that I'm excited about is, again, calling plays, having tempo, which we always have had, and be able to vary that tempo. And on top of that, I love the opportunity to call plays and be the quarterback's coach, because, you know, and Tony did an unbelievable job. I didn't know how that would work, because I've never been a part of a team until I got here 7 years ago. I'd never been a part of a team where the quarterback's coach wasn't calling plays. So at first I was a little skeptical, and I was like, how's this going to work? You know, because I'm with the quarterback all the time, and like we all know, I mean, Tony and Jeff did an unbelievable job of managing that. And they gave me a voice too, which helped, and they just managed it so well. And so, but I am excited about, hey, I know exactly what the quarterback knows and understands and what he's most confident with. And so I'm excited about working with him, with the quarterbacks, and just developing that game plan and developing what makes them so confident, and be able to feel that whenever I'm in the game.
How would you describe yourself as a play caller? Are you more aggressive, or do you like just how would you describe yourself?
Yeah, I really, first off, it depends on who we're playing, and it depends on our personnel. And like I told the offense the other day, is my confidence level comes from practice, how we practice, and what plays are working, and how fast I need to call the plays, and those type of things. But there's no doubt the first thing that comes to mind is being in attack mode. And that doesn't mean that we're throwing 50 trick plays every game, but it does mean that we are in attack, whether it's tempo or whether it's with certain plays. And so I would say that is first and foremost. And then, like we've always been, being balanced is very important to me. I know I've stood back there before at quarterback, and it's not a fun job to stand back there and throw the ball 50 times a game if you don't have a running game. So that running game it helps in a lot of ways, and then obviously as a coordinator, you got to put the pieces together. So what's our personnel, and let's get the best 11 on the field and take advantage of whatever the defense is giving you. So I know that was a lot there, but just a really attacking mode is the key.
How excited are you by the abundance of youthful talent on hand here?
I'm very excited. We have several guys on this team that are really, really young, like you said, and some of them have played a lot of football already, and some of them haven't. So every spring when we come out to practice, there's always going to be that surprise of, okay, who's going to be the unknown that shows out in the spring that you hadn't seen, and there's always a case every single year. So I'm just excited about working with these guys because they are passionate about it, and that's what you can see with our team as we went through the year. We went through some ups and downs, as we all know, and so, but our kids never ever threw in the towel, gave up, any of that stuff. So I'm just excited about working with young men that have that inside of them.
Brand, with Tyson now going, not a ton of game reps behind DJ, is going to the portal for a more experienced quarterback? Is that something you guys are evaluating?
Yeah.
Talked about it all?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think right now it's a situation where we're going to evaluate every semester what we really, really need, and how we would approach that. And right now we're not interested in doing that at our position, at my position. Man, I think the guys that we have here, that's what we're, that's what we're here for, is to help them get better and better. I know the numbers might not match every year. Today's day and age, to have 5 guys on scholarship is like, good luck trying to figure that out. But we do feel really, really good about where we're at with our situation, especially with what I was asked earlier, just about the 2 young kids, Hunter Helms and Billy Wiles, coming on too. So right now there really hasn't been. I mean, obviously it comes up, but it hadn't been a long discussion. And I love that about our program. It's a program that is loyal to the players, and we talk about earning the right to play and get your reps, and earning the right to win. And so as long as we can hold that, we're gonna try to. It's gonna be hard sometimes, but right now we're not looking to that portal for my position.
Is Cade a guy that you envision coming here and push DJ for that #1 spot as a true freshman?
Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, he's going to come in and compete like all the other guys are too. It's going to be the same thing with the 2 young ones. I mean, they're still raw too, and they're learning every single day. Cade's going to come in, and we got to see what he's about. We got to see what he's about early on, and obviously this is DJ's offense right now, and man, I expect him to continue to get better, and that's what he's been able to do this year. He's been able to battle and battle and battle through these ups and downs, and it's going to make him better. There's no question about it. But anytime you bring in a kid, like the caliber of Cade, I mean, it's going to make the whole room better, and that's what I take pride in with my group, is that, these guys push each other. and there's nothing against each other. It's just, hey, we're competing and we're making each other better, and they're all pulling for each other.
Right.
So it's going to be an iron sharpening iron type situation, and I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
Speaking of DJ, see him still sporting the brace and the splint. Has the last few weeks helped him from a health standpoint?
Absolutely, 100%. He had the 2 weeks off before we practiced again for the bowl, and he's looking really good. He's had opportunity to get a lot of rehab and rest, which is very critical at this time of year. You got a long season, and so you got to be able to manage that. And that's always a challenge for young kids that haven't been that really don't know how to do that. As far as taking care of their body for a lengthy amount of time. And he's bought into that, and you can definitely tell by coming back out here for practice, for the bowl prep, that he's taking care of his body and he's feeling better, and he's feeling even more confident.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Awesome.